Well, hello there, Virgo. How are you? It is always so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So, today we are doing your September surprise reading, and I'm calling it the September surprise because we have two eclipses in September. We have the full moon in Pisces, lunar eclipse on September 7th, and then we have a new moon in Virgo, a second new moon in Virgo, and a solar eclipse on September 21st. So eclipses, they bring us surprising revelations. They can bring us the clarity that we need in order to see the best way to move forward. So let's jump into it. Let's see what is on the path for you. Bobcat Spirit, life is a mystery. It's the number 8, very spiritual. There's an energy here with this, with the bobcat, that something is going to happen. There's a twist and a turn, okay? Twist and turn that's coming up. It's there's something, I actually feel like there's two, so interesting. There's two twists in the plot. So one twist occurs, puts you a little bit in a new energy, maybe on a new path. We'll see with the tarot. And then all of a sudden there's another twist. So it's almost like one twist. You think you're on the new path, new twist, a second twist, and then another new path. So things could change very quickly. Okay. So you could literally, it would be a little bit like you got promoted at work, and then suddenly a headhunter calls you and offers you a job, an even better job, okay? I feel like these two quick twists of the plot put you on a much higher level, okay, than where you are now. Like, it's just so amazing. Yeah, peace of mind, acceptance, a change of mind, a new perspective, lucky break. Lucky, there is a lucky break. This is like the best energy. I'm more than halfway through. Yeah, almost to the end here of doing this series. You definitely have the best energy. There is this lucky break, but look, it's kind of like a lucky break puts you onto a new path, right? But then you may even change your mind and go in a new, an even bigger direction, okay? It's so interesting because it's kind of like, I feel like spirit, and look at prosperity underneath that. Like you, and then romance. Maybe that's where the two twists are coming. Maybe there's one twist in prosperity, puts you in a new energy, right? Prosperity. And it gives you a boost of confidence or something. And then also there's a twist in your romantic sector, right? You're like, oh my goodness, you get some big boost in your prosperity sector, your abundance, you're out partying, celebrating, and then you meet a new romantic partner. There is something about allowing yourself to have a peace of mind, to let this new perspective is kind of like allowing the mystery, life is a mystery, is the bobcat spirit, right? Of allowing the spirit, the divine, to take the wheel, okay? That is the energy. I would really, from now until, especially through that solar eclipse, new moon in Virgo, really a week after that even. So the whole month of September, the rest of September, I would just surrender. I would allow yourself to get out of your mindset that things have to be perfect or you have to have a plan, right? Some of those Virgo shadow elements, we're in Virgo season, right? And it's allowing yourself to recognize that those shadow elements could be what is holding you back from the abundance, the romance, the love of your life. Like just saying, praying, right? Saying to the universe, to the divine, to God, just allowing yourself to say, all right, I'm good. This is eclipse season. This is my season, right? Virgo season. This is my season. I'm going to allow myself to just not live by the rules that I have been living by for a long time. I'm just surrendering. Bring in the best opportunities for me. That's the way I would phrase it. Bring in the best opportunities for change. This is an energy of change for the better. It's definitely an energy of change for the better. I feel like there is definitely two twists, and one could be in your romantic sector and one in your career money sector, right? Or there could be two twists in the same sector. Yeah, this is you. Just look at this energy. Like maybe go to the beach. There's this energy of just relaxing, just kind of like saying, I feel like you've been working really hard at trying to get something to work. But you're working so hard at it that you're actually, okay, this is the energy of you're in the way of the universe bringing you exactly what you are wanting. You are in a little bit of that mindset of thinking you know the best way, right? And this is a little bit of that energy of saying, okay, what I'm trying, if your life is going great, Virgo, and you don't want any windfalls you're coming your way, then this isn't your reading, right? But if you're kind of wanting expansion, if you're kind of wanting more in your life, whether that's in your career and money sector, your romantic life, your lifestyle, whatever it is, if you're kind of like ho-hum, okay, there's a little bit of ho-hum. It's about allowing yourself to see, look, you have peace on the bottom, and then you have the home card. It's allowing yourself, look, and then you're moving out of the dark times and into the bright future. It's allowing yourself to say, I can't control the universe. It's allowing yourself to let the universe help you out. To say, and I would literally say it out loud. I have done that before. Literally, okay, I'm giving it up to you. I'm giving it up to God. I'm giving it up to the universe, right? Because they're trying to help. Your spirit guides, your angels, the divine is trying to help. Yeah, it takes courage. Okay, here's the thing. Look, you have peace on the bottom again. This is a peace of mind. It's a little bit about allowing yourself to take a break, okay? Whatever that might mean. You know, maybe literally going to the beach or something like that. Having the courage to say, okay, and it does. It takes courage to say, I am allowing the universe to bring in the opportunities. Now, you do have to become aware and look for the opportunities, okay? But this is different than you going out and trying to find the opportunities, because you're kind of like looking in the wrong direction. I have a feeling the opportunities are right around you. It's kind of like the magic is right there, but you're kind of like thinking, no, this is the direction, right? But it's right here. So funny, because I don't think I've said it in the Virgo, but I'm a Gemini. I do have a Virgo North node, so I do have that Virgo energy. But I went for a walk because as a Gemini, I can get up in my head, right? So I went for a walk in nature to get out of my head. And I'm walking along, right? And somebody stops me that was also walking on the path that was coming towards me and said, stop. And I was like, oh, what's going on, right? And they said, look. And I just turned, and about 6 to 8 feet from me was a newborn fawn, a brand new born baby deer, right? And they said, that deer has been watching you. Like the baby had been watching me coming down the path, and it's right there, right? And it was like, I was so in my head that I literally almost missed a baby deer, right? How magical is that? It's allowing yourself to recognize, okay, that you're missing the magic opportunities because you're kind of like trying to figure it out so much. You're a little bit, maybe to ask yourself, are you being a little bit maybe stubborn, right? No, it has to go this way, right? That shadow of Virgo energy of thinking something has to be perfect, or over analysis, right? Analysis, paralysis by analysis, just overthinking it. I can totally relate, right? I'm a Gemini. We can get up in our heads and then we miss what our heart is telling us. We get out of tune with our intuition. This is the energy of empty your mind, right? And allow yourself to become more aware, okay, of the opportunities, the magic that is around you. Yeah. I feel like, you have the devil and the Ten of Swords. And then you have the Nine of Cups. You're attached to, the devil is the energy of attachments, of being attached to a certain mindset or a way that things have to go, right? It to the detriment of not being able to see a new beginning, right? Because you have this energy of new life. But you're determined. There's almost like an energy here of being determined to end something. That's kind of interesting. And just instead of just seeing it in a different perspective. So interesting. Okay, because I'm going to say this is a little bit about seeing that you can have this new version of your life, but you don't have to. There's something here where you feel like you have to end something instead of just seeing it in a different perspective. So that could be a relationship, but it could also be a way of life. Okay, so maybe there's something in your life that's really important to you. Like maybe you say you really want to travel, okay? You enjoy traveling a lot. So you have this mindset that you can't have like a corporate job or something like that, right? Well, the world has really changed, right? There's so many people that have remote jobs or something like that. Or perhaps you could start your own business, right? It's kind of like you think you can't have two things at the same time. And this is, and maybe it's a romantic partner and a career life, whatever it is. It's kind of like there's something that you don't want to give up. So you're holding on to a perspective that actually it's time to let the perspective of you can't have two things at the same time. You can. And it could be even more than two things. You're holding on to some mindset that it really is time to let it go because it will bring you the Nine of Cups. Yeah, because you have the courage. Here you are, Queen of Pentacles, trying to build, okay? The Queen of Pentacles is entrepreneur energy, business savvy, right? Home and hearth. There's something that you're trying to build here. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles is trying to be grounded, build stability in her life. You're having the courage, you're wanting to do this, okay? But the problem is that you have to drop the burden of the status quo. You're thinking you can't, it's almost like an energy of thinking you can't have your cake and eat it too, which of course, right? It's kind of like, yeah, but then that's a cliche. Like you can't have your cake and eat it too. So it's kind of like it's time to clean out, okay? Some burden that is holding you back. It's a mindset. It feels like a mindset. So the chop wood is kind of interesting. It's about doing those things on a daily basis that are good for you. Virgo, this is very much your energy, right? And especially in Virgo season, we are really focused on health and wellness, okay? But It's also the energy of understanding that your life is like a big tree, okay? And each branch of the tree is a different sector of your life. Now, if you had a branch on a tree that was diseased, okay, and pulling nutrients and energy from the other branches on the tree, what would an arborist say? The arborist would come out and say, we got to chop off this limb. And you could be saying, but that's a limb that I really, really, really enjoy, or that's my favorite limb on the tree, or whatever. But it's allowing yourself to recognize that that limb needs to go, okay, so that the other limbs on the tree can thrive. There's something in your life that you're not wanting to let go, but it's holding back this prosperity, this romance, whatever it is. And I feel like it's really, I'm going to say, kind of like a mindset here, right? And it could be a mindset that you've had for such a long time. It's so ingrained, okay? It may mean that you feel like, well, if I try this new way of life, then I also have to give up maybe a relationship or a situation in your life. This is the energy of allowing the universe to work with you to help you to create what is best for your higher self. Sometimes we want to hold on to something or someone or a mindset, a belief, because we feel as though that is where our happiness, our joy, this Nine of Cups is your wishes and dreams of being granted, right? But this is the energy of allowing something, just having peace with it, whatever it is. It's having peace. It could be even allowing your own mind to have peace, right? Allowing yourself to just recognize maybe there's somebody in your life that's not going to change. Just allowing yourself to accept them for who they are. Did you have the acceptance card? No. Yes, you did. Accept somebody for who they are instead of wanting them to change, right? Maybe you're thinking, I have to end that relationship, right? Because they don't want to, we're not seeing something on the same page. But maybe it's allowing yourself to just understand that their truth is their truth and your truth is your truth, and accepting them for who they are and what their truth is. And if you can't accept that, then maybe it is time to allow yourself to let that relationship go. But I feel like there's something here where you don't really want to let that person or that something go, whatever it is, okay? It's allowing yourself to just allow yourself to have peace with it. Maybe let's go back to the job. You want to have all this freedom to travel, right? And so it's kind of like, well, I can't have a corporate job, okay? But then allowing yourself to say, well, wait a minute, universe. What I really want to do is I want to travel, but I also want a corporate job because you want the benefits or whatever. It doesn't matter, okay? We're just choosing two things. And allowing yourself to let go of the mindset that those two can't both coexist, right? Yes, they can. That's the message coming out here. Allowing yourself to have a peace of mind of letting yourself realize that two things can coexist. It's just like you have your truth, somebody else has their truth, right? It's like if you're standing next to somebody and both of you are looking at the moon in the sky, you both actually are seeing it from a different perspective. You're just seeing it from a different perspective, allowing yourself to say, yeah, at this time, we don't have the same perspective of it. Allowing yourself to just be okay with that. That's the message. You have the peace card out here so much, and acceptance. If you can't, I think the message here is that if you allow yourself to just be at peace with it, right? That's hard. I know. As a Gemini, I tried to convince, right? It's kind of like, I want to convince them. It's kind of like, but maybe they're not ready to see it. Maybe they're not ready to acknowledge it. Maybe you are down the line going to recognize and acknowledge their truth to be your new truth. Who knows? It's about the mystery, right? Allowing yourself to just kind of let go. This is a little bit of the energy of let go and let the magic come in, right? Allowing yourself to see the opportunities. I feel like you're kind of hung up on this. So that it's kind of like, okay, there's two twists, okay, but I feel like there's two things, windfalls on your way, but you're so focused, just like me when I was on that walk. I was so focused on trying to get out of my head that I missed the deer, right? It's kind of like you're so focused. It's like gnawing at you. Why won't this person or whatever this is, why can't they see my way, or why can't I have both of these or whatever? Let that go. Just let it go for a little bit, you know? Try to let it go for the whole month of September and see what opportunities actually come onto your path. Because I feel like they're right there, Virgo. That's the incredible thing. All right, let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. What expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? Yeah, I feel like that's what this energy is, right? It's kind of like, you know, it's time to allow your expectations around the way the world works, or a relationship, or a person. You know, this is that shadow Virgo energy, okay, of thinking something has to be perfect before you take action on it, or thinking someone or you have to be perfect, right? This is the energy. I'm letting go of the expectations, and I'm getting more into the energy of awe. I wonder what's out there. I can't wait to see what comes onto my path, right? Allow yourself to try to move into that energy of peace. It says, be grateful. You are being summoned to more peace. I can't believe it. Like, how many times can the word peace come up in a reading? Peace is home for our soul, and it is accompanied by trust. It comes when you surrender and focus only on what you can control. You can't control this other situation, right? If you expect nothing and are grateful for everything, you will experience extreme fulfillment. Yeah, it's your expectations. It's your expectations of a certain person or people or a group of people, society, the way the world works, whatever it is. You have these big expectations and you're almost gnawing away on that, right? On the expectations. You're missing all of this magic. So have a peace of mind. Allow yourself to get there. The energy of peace is so prominent here. Allowing yourself to just let go of the expectations and let the magic come in. Wow, beautiful. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Virgo. It is so good to see you. Thank you so much for all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.